All right, let's talk about borders. Importance of having a very strong border. Mo kí èèyàn wa tí ẹ ti fi darapọ̀ mọ́ wa ní àṣálẹ́ yìí. Ká kọ́ fi catch up kó tó di pé àwọn bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Borders were very important. So they were very unique. Kí ló dé tí àwọn European countries tí wọ́n secure border wọn, but lọ́dọ̀ tiwa ó wà difficult láti secure border wa. Kí ló fà á? Tí mo fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí òun nìyẹn ní àṣálẹ́ yìí. So mo kí ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa káàkiri, mo kí wa pẹ́ kálẹ́, ẹ dẹ̀ káàbọ̀ sí orí Koikimedia. A lo software, so we're running from the mobile phone. So a very good evening and welcome to the late night conversation. The importance of having a very strong borders. Why do we need a very strong borders? Òun ni mo fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí ní àṣálẹ́. So mo kí ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ṣì wà awake, tẹ́ ẹ ti sùn. Aago 12 ṣẹ̀fẹ̀ lọ lù. So it's still Saturday in UK. It's still Saturday in America. It's Sunday already in New Zealand and many other countries around the globe. So mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ti darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Bí ẹ ṣe ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa, èyí tí ẹ̀yin lè ṣe ni pé kí ẹ bá wa share program yẹn so that àwọn tí wọ́n wà aware pé we are live, àwọn náà lè jàǹfààní ẹ̀. Because that is the beauty of the social media. As soon as you're coming into the broadcast, you also invite others to come and join. Ojoojúmọ́ mẹ́ta tí a ti fi phone ṣe broadcast without the software. Mo mọ̀ ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ lálẹ́ yìí, because sometimes you keep testing all our device. Ó ṣì ń ṣiṣẹ́ dáadáa. So mo kẹ́yìn tí ẹ ti ń wọlé. Bí ẹ ṣe ń wọlé yẹn náà, ẹ kálẹ́ Scars Gold, ẹ kújọ́ mẹ́ta, Bishop Adesina, mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ti sùn, ẹ kálẹ́ o. The importance of borders. Where
you hear my name is where you should even pass and say, please,
The importance of having a very strong borders. Why do we need to have a very strong borders? Kí ló dé tí UK ṣe protect the borders wọn? And why do we also need to think in that direction? Is it possible to have a country that doesn't have a strong borders? Sorry, just depending on how my strength will take us. So yeah, we change the phone so that when I get tired, I can just end it. OLAKUNLE. When we talk about the borders, is a very important topic. Borders. What is the meaning of borders? And why do we need to talk about it? Do we have a very good border? And kini meaning Baba Sokwe?
Border.
Bravo, Oscar, Romeo, Delta, Echo, Romeo. Anytime you hear the word
border,
what does it mean? Do we have a porous border? or do we have borders that are fully working? This is what we just want to talk about. So, Ashwani, day 60. I hope I'm right. Yeah. Day 60, yeah. So that means in the last 60 days, we have been running an online, offline rally. Nobody has been killed, at least nobody has been detained. No police has been able to use water cannon on us. So all these are very good. At least something different from what we have done for a very long time. So táwọn kan bá ní irú rally wo lẹ ń ṣe, ẹ sọ fún wọn pé the rally has been able to protect our people from the Nigerian security. We know what they can do. We saw it recently with what they've done with Omoyele Sowore. So that is the beauty of having a rally that doesn't involve us being killed. So there was a massive protest in London today, lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Palestinian. So let's see if we can also start. I want to use a mobile phone throughout so that I can just have everything. So we might not have some of our platform on, and hopefully that way next time I want to join to join one. So a very good evening and welcome to the transmission. Ekale. On the TikTok, we're live. We're live also on the Twitter, which is the video, not the Twitter space. We've actually stopped running our MixLR until further notice, since there is not enough revenue to use to run it. So Moki, and a very, very good evening and welcome to the late night transmission. Koikimedia is an online media that works back to back, promoting the reason why Yoruba needs to exit the union. You don't have to agree with me, and I don't pray you agree, because not everybody will align and agree with you anyway. But do we have a border that works? Kí ló ń pè ní border? Tó bá gbéra láti Èkó tó ń lọ sí Benin Republic, o kò lè pa gìrì wọ Benin, o lè pa gìrì wọ Togo, o lè pa gìrì wọ any African countries. You need to go through their borders. And the question is, do we have the border that protects us? As you're going to bed now, many of us at home, it's about 11:30 in the southwest part of Nigeria. Can you literally guarantee that while you are sleeping, your borders is protected? The reason that many of these atrocities lately in most part of Nigeria is because we have a very, very porous borders. And the border to Shisha, and although they are protected, they've left the borders open. So that means láti different parts of the world don't want to Nigeria. I think if I'm right, many years back, many years, not recently, I gbọ́ pé submarine kan wá sí Lagos State. And after many weeks under the water, they left and they told us that they were there. I want you to know, when you talk about the borders, you think it's just about people that come through your forest. But many things is happening in Nigeria that sometimes you ask yourself, ṣé ìlú yìí ó lè protect wa, even in a situation where another country wants to attack Nigeria. Should Nigeria really protect her? These are questions that need, a lot of answers. But I'm not sure we can get those answers because Nigerians are not ready for the truth. Nigerians prefer how the situation is right now because favor of the way Nigeria is right now, criminals. All my cameras are set like this, so I'm not moving like this. The only time I'm going to care is when I'm looking at my laptop, where we will be using as our, backup. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 7 mobile phones that are streaming globally. We don't need any NCC license. That is the power of the social media. I can sit here and I can send my message and you can pick it up and you can disagree. But no matter how you disagree, our campaigners for the self-determination, at some point, your brain will tell you that, what I'm going on, sorry, what I'm going to tell you, Moki brother me, Omoka, Kende, Moki, Temitayo. So it's going to be interactive. I will leave this phone on. That means we're not live on Instagram in case Tabare and Tofik will later. So at the moment, we have enough transmission. Moki, Ben, Mr. Adetola, warning, no one can disagree with the truth. One disagree because nígbà tí mo wálé ní 2021, which is about 4 years ago, complaint kan tí mo bá nígbà tí mo dọ́dọ̀ olóyè, even as we were asking for self-determination, there was also a lot of security threat within Yoruba land. Tàbádẹ̀ rántí ìgbà yẹn olóyè ń palẹ̀mọ́ tó fẹ́ lọ sí Ìgangan. This was in January, I remember. And one of the problems that Oloye was tackling was the insecurity in the land. We have problems. I'm going to speak in English and Yoruba. We have enough problems that the system, the country, Nigeria, was unable to tackle. One of the biggest problems was the insecurity, not just in Nigeria, but across the southwest part of what is called Nigeria, Takweni, Ile Yoruba. And it is still very sad that after 4 years, Mokia brother mi Akalamago TV, gbogbo tí a present nígbà yẹn nípa pé kò sí ètò ààbò nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. This was in 2021, àti wà ní 2025. Mo kí màmá tó bí mi lọ́mọ tó yọ̀ǹda mi pé no matter what, this is what I've decided I want to do. Many people are enjoying their lives now, and they are not worried about Intoshele nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. And you can't blame them. Mr. Dedeyini, well done, sir. Tell Yoruba not to sell the land and properties to the Igbos. It's too late. They've already sold the land. Telling them not to sell the land is too late. What we should be telling them now is to support the right to self-determination and dissolve the union peacefully, hopefully. So the bands of Bika discussion on this. They've sold all the lands. Potentially, we have a lot of evidence that we have kept for future reference. But because many people are distracted with the life that we are living today, the life is so busy, especially when we have majority of our people that are living below $2. An average Yoruba person living in sin. $2 is about 3,000 naira. In your hotel, so for me, we are 60 million. We are more than 60 million. And I agree with that as well. Let's cap it at 70 million. Let's just cap it at 70 million. Okay, about TikTok. Out of that 70 million Yoruba people, in poverty level, because it's middle class. All we have is the rich people that are very minority, that are very tiny proportion within the society. Tibani, we are 70 million. You know, 70 million here. In your middle they are living below $2. And your mail lane agree with me for me in the comment section. I've already got the line open. Tabarin to interact. It's just a Saturday, it's a very quiet one. It's not a full broadcast, but it's also an education and also the discussion. 60 days Latinche campaign for Rally. Rally man yato sira won. The rally ta nse nisin. Gbọ́ pé what he arrest anybody. They gbọ́ pé ní kankan kú. Even all the rallies we've done in the past, nobody can point out that Adaluru, Abankonje, and all that. Even though I want to election, I want to one Daluru, we know that because there's evidence based that any election within Nigeria is either key, discharge of weapons, and all many things that played out during that. But let's focus again on the real topic, which is the borders. I love to go different ways during my broadcast so that I want your mind to be here because a lot of things are happening. People are watching the Big Brothers. I've seen some of the highlights. It's good for those that are making the money out of it. It's good for the businesses that are supporting such ventures. And the future Yoruba government would also want business to flow. But I'm sorry, 70 million Yoruba people, and I believe that about 50 million are living in abject poverty. And out of that 50 million, that means they're the same people that are under imminent threat because of the loose borders standing across Yoruba land. We have borders that are completely, somebody said honestly, 60 million out of the 70 million are living in abject poverty, okay? So that means even my numbers is not very good. So should we work with the 60 million? Talo agree. We have 70 million Yoruba people. In your middle in abject poverty. And in Tobatili, no, 3,000 naira on a daily basis. Should we even say 3,000 in the morning, 3,000 in the afternoon, or capec with 3,000? Let's leave it at 3,000. It's about $2. Because $1 is 1,500. Moko fisile be, mo oju be lo be 50 naira. Èèyàn mélòó nílẹ̀ Yorùbá léni nísìn ló ní access 3K. Ṣé a lè wo àkáǹtì 60 million Yoruba people tó wà nínú poverty level tí wọ́n dẹ̀ lè ní 3,000? And I'm not talking about pé kò ní 3,000 yẹn ní èní kò má ní lọ́la. Monday to Friday o gbọ́dọ̀ lè yọ 3,000 lákàǹtẹ̀ kò fi ránjẹ kò dẹ̀ wọ́n okay. And you multiply that by 365 days. If you have not, or let me put it this way, tẹ́ ẹ bá sí ní bracket pé lójoojúmọ́ fún ìjọ́ méje mo ní 3,000 naira tí mo lè ná tó dẹ̀ multiply lọ sí oṣù kan tó fi di 12 months, you are also in the bracket of poverty. Ṣé kí n repeat it? I try láti sọ Yorùbá kó lè yé wa dáadáa. Even though I want to speak English, but màá sọ Yorùbá. Tó bá jí láàárọ̀ ọ̀la Sunday, o gbọ́dọ̀ ní 3,000 naira nídìí ẹ̀. Kò ń ṣe pé tó bá tún di Monday, o gbọ́dọ̀ ní another 3,000. Sọ̀la ní Sunday, so we start with Sunday. Tó bá tún di Monday, ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ ní 3,000. Tó bá di Tuesday, you must also have 3,000. Tó bá di Wednesday, ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ ní 3,000 naira. Tó bá di Thursday, ẹ tún gbọ́dọ̀ ní another 3,000 naira. Tó bá di Friday, you must have another 3,000 naira. Tó bá di Saturday, you have another 3,000 naira. Títí tó máa fi dé another next week, Sunday. Mo kí ẹ Johnson. 50% are living in abject poverty, 10% are living large, and the rest are in between, meaning people with families abroad, politicians are the ones supporting our people at home. Now, what are the reasons tí àwọn èèyàn wá ṣe ń struggle láti rí 3,000 naira? Kí ni reason tí 3,000 ṣe gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ owó tó pọ̀ fún ẹni tó wà nílé tó gbọ́dọ̀ ní? Ẹ má bínú, Mr. Ṣẹ́gun. Many people doesn't have 3,000 naira daily to spend. Why? Kí ni reason? Kí ló ń fà tí àwọn èèyàn wa nílé wọ́n ní 3,000 tó lè ná láàárọ̀ ọ̀la tó bá dẹ̀ tó di Monday? I am not talking about pé kò ní 100,000 nísìn. I am talking about having 3,000 naira, because ẹni tó ní 100,000 nísìn ó ti ní nǹkan tó fẹ́ fi ṣe, bí ó fẹ́ ra air condition, bí ó fẹ́ ra fan, bí ó fẹ́ ra this. No, ìyẹn kọ́ là ń sọ. Ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ lè sọ pé ní ojoojúmọ́ ayé yín o tọ́lọ́jọ́ máa fi dé, because we are gonna die. I always say it because people think that death èyí tí yàn gbọ́dọ̀ máa bẹ̀rù ni, èyí tí yàn gbọ́dọ̀ máa sọ ni. Ọlọ́run ló mọjọ́ tí gbogbo wa máa kú, bọ̀ pé ò ní kú yẹn irọ́ ló pa. So gbogbo àwọn tẹ́ ń bẹ̀rù yẹn, ikú wà lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ wọn báyìí tó ń tọ́jọ́ ń sùn tọ́jọ́ ń jí. Àṣé Adúógbè, the former minister lábẹ́ Buhari, 78 years old, ti gbà pé wọ́n sáyé. Mo ní sọ̀rọ̀ nípa òkú, ẹ̀kọ́ lọ́n foríjì yẹn, èmi kọ́ ni máa sọ yẹn. Iṣẹ́ tó bá ṣe ní kóhun àti ibikíbi tó bá ń lọ ní spirit ẹ̀. So bí kanú wa náà ṣe máa sùn tó máa di pé àárọ̀ ọ̀la ó lè jẹ́ plane accident, ó lè jẹ́ inú omi ló máa jábọ́ sí, ó lè jẹ́ anything can happen. So yìí dẹ̀ ń bẹ̀rù pé ẹ fi kú, àfi kú, but we have, ṣé a ti agree, we have 60 million Yoruba people that are dying on a daily basis because we only survive. One need the 3,000 naira every blessed day. 3,000 naira every day. Tó bá rí 3,000 naira, probability pé ẹ̀mí tó wà lára wọn tó bá máa fi pé 3 days 4 days ẹ̀mí ẹ̀ lè bọ̀, because tó bá rún jẹjẹ tọrọ mi mu, àìtí sọ̀rọ̀ medical o. Kí ló ń fa gbogbo kìíní? What is the reason why we are struggling to have Yoruba people, àwa tí wọ́n ní our civilized, àárọ̀ ìta ń ṣe program, our advanced, our knowledgeable, a ní ilẹ̀, a ní resources, but àwọn èèyàn wọ̀ lè rí 3,000 naira on a daily basis. Kí ló ń fà? Then, kí ni solution? I'm not talking to those that disagree pé kí Nàìjíríà kó máa pín. Mo kí ẹ Àjàní Àjàlá, mo kí gbọ́ ẹ ti Libya. Kí ló ń fà? Kí ni tó ń fà tí àwọn èèyàn wọ̀ lè rí 3,000 naira. Kódà àwọn tó ń jókòó sórí TikTok tó fẹ́ pawó lórí TikTok ò bá ṣìdí sílẹ̀ ò bá má ṣìdí sílẹ̀ èlò ni wọ́n fi san fún ẹ tó máa make up 3,000 naira yẹn every blessed day. Gbogbo gift tó bá ń fún wa lórí TikTok àbórí YouTube. Tàbá ní ká yọ àwọn tó ń send owó wọlé tó fi substitute tó fi subsidize it, let me put it that way, not substitute. Diaspora ló subsidize àwọn tó wà nílé. Tàbá cut out the diaspora kúrò lára Nigeria, the 60 million people are dead completely. Mr. Dewale, it is below the minimum wage. 3,000 naira doesn't even regularly, sometimes below. 3K is equivalent to 90,000 naira a month, okay? I love this kind of engagement because I always say, let us engage. That is the only way in Taiwan, so can divide Nigeria. So what about me break it down? So if me share in a week, okay, mo share for me this 3, 6, another 6, or the 12, another 6, 18, 21. So that's 21K in a week. Then our boss say boss about 90,000. It is not even up to the average salary. Mr. Taiwo Banusoni, 50% are living in abject poverty at the Paileko. Okay. Moki, Mr. Walex, seems the people back there are not interested in exiting Nigeria. Yes, 21,000. So, it was to Wanile, to Koikimedia, or disagree with who Nigeria could divide. Share only 21,000 naira every week. Okada longuni, organizer ni eni, epo pupa ló ń tà ni, ó ń jalè ni, gbogbo ẹ̀ náà, ó ń ṣaṣẹ́wó ni, ó ń ṣe jìgélò, ṣáwọn ọkùnrin náà máa ń ṣe jìgélò àbí kí lẹ̀ ń pè, ó ń ta oúnjẹ ni, ó ń fọbọ́ ni, ọmọ ní mọ́tò ni ẹni, bus conductor ni ẹni, ó ń ṣiṣẹ́ ní government office. Ṣé o lè sọ fún mi nísìn pé má wọrí Koiki èmi lè rí 21,000 naira every week kò dẹ̀ gbọ́dọ̀ dín fún 300. I am not talking about pé kò rí 21,000 yẹn or kò rí 3, whichever one you want to take. If you want to break it down, it's 3,000 naira on a daily basis. Tabako papọ̀ ó di 21,000 ní ọ̀sẹ̀. Tabako papọ̀ ní oṣù ó di 19,000. Má sọ fún mi pé oṣù kan wà o máa mísẹ̀ o sí nínú bracket yẹn náà nìyẹn. Oh sorry, o wà ní bracket yẹn nìyẹn because ẹlòmíì lérò pé tóun bá rí 1 million naira nísìn ó solve problem tí mò ń sọ yìí but ó ti gbàgbé pé 1 million yẹn tó wà lọ́wọ́ òun either is your own personal money or owó tó fún ẹ pé kó lọ fi ṣiṣẹ́. I am not talking about that. I am talking about owó tó kù lọ́wọ́ ẹ tó máa fi jẹun tó jẹ́ your personal money. Ṣé o lè confirm bó ṣe ń wò mí lálẹ́ tó ṣe ń gbọ́ mi pé wàá máa rí 90,000 naira every month for 365 days? That is 12 months. Láti àti wà ní August nísìn. That means pé ní January ọdún yìí o ti rí 90,000 naira. Ní February o ti rí 90,000 naira. Má mísẹ̀ o, má sọ fún mi pé ní March o rí 90,000 naira. O gbọ́dọ̀ rí. Mr. Samuel, the winning Nigeria must break. Okay. March 90,000. April 90,000. May 90,000. June 90,000. July 90,000. Atiwani, the 8th month of this year, 90,000. ní gbogbo àwọn 60 million ọmọ Yorùbá tó wà nílé nínú 70 million tá sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan, ṣé ó wà lára àwọn tó ti rí 90,000 yẹn láti January títí di August? Tó bá wà lára bracket yẹn o lè bluff ẹ pé you are okay, Nigeria ní láti pín. But I know that you are also in that bracket. Even pẹ̀lú tó fi subsidize láti ta àwọn diaspora tó jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ tó jẹ́ colleagues ẹ tó jẹ́ ẹni tí òun tún rọ́wọ́ mú díẹ̀, kò ṣe pé òun náà rọ́wọ́ mú púpọ̀ o, òun náà struggle bóyá láàrin in between 120,000 naira tó ń rí every month, ó ti yọ 90 tiẹ̀ sápò, òun náà gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ kébi pa family ẹ̀, ó wá kù èlé lórí ẹ̀, èlé yẹn ló wá fi ń ṣe give away. Màá fún wọn ní 1,000, màá fún wọn ní 500. Somebody says, mind you, if the 3,000 naira per day is only for one person, you are a family man, multiply that by ṣètúgbọ́ problem tó tún mú jáde nísìn. That is for one person. Èmi sọ mo sọ pé ìwọ ìyàwó àtọmọ, because 3,000 naira ò lè yọ ẹ̀mí ẹ̀ kò lè yọ family of 2, ọkọ ìyàwó àtọmọ méjì. So ilé tá à ń ṣírò yìí kò ń ṣe fún family o, individual ni o. So if you are a family of 4, o gbọ́dọ̀ times it by 4. If you are a family of 2, o gbọ́dọ̀ multiply it by 2. Bí àwọn àti girlfriend ẹlẹ́jọ́ ń gbé nínú ilé. One of the reasons why we are struggling is because we have a problem with the border. That is one of the biggest problems. And I don't think the more we remain in Nigeria, we can solve the problem of the borders. Let's solve it. Kò séye prayer tó ń ṣe lọ́wọ́ ní gbogbo inú Nigeria nísìn. There's a lot of prayer going on in Nigeria that I'm aware of. I'll not mention any churches so that Kemal Mumigbe church kan la dárúkọ, mọ́ṣáláṣí kan la dárúkọ. All these prayers does not protect your borders. Because prayer kọ́ ló fi ń protect the borders. Tó bá jẹ́ pé àdúrà ló fi ń defend the border, problem tó exist nísìn á ti wà resolve, ní wà ní conversation ilé ni. So èyí tí prayer ò ti lè stop ẹ̀, then that means pé prayer kọ́ ló fẹ́ resolve problem yẹn. Humans ló fẹ́ resolve it. And as long as we have that border that is open to every dick and Harry, ẹni tó kọ̀ gbéra láti Niger, a kọ̀ work láti Niger because Niger súnmọ́ ilẹ̀ Haúsá, a fẹsẹ̀ rìn wọlé. Even Israel and Saudi Arabia are not praying to solve their borders issues. Now, if you are one of those that say, "Oh, fẹ́ kí Nàìjíríà kó pín," how do we solve this problem of our 60 million Yoruba people? Báwo la ṣe fẹ́ resolve problem yẹn? And we are calmed down now pẹ̀lú Tinubu. For those of you that still say Jagaban, Atiwani, calm down. What do I mean by that? This government is complete. The campaign trail is already on the table. So they're not talking about Boshima solve problem, sorry. Boshi fi pada why again, lower after missing. And I'm sure everybody agrees with that. Muki our grandma Joke Bodun Ekalema. All right, let's go back to the word border.
Border.
A line separating two countries. Ìlà tá fẹ́ fàyọ ní àní bá àwọn ẹ̀yà tó kù ṣe àmọ́ a fẹ́ fi ìlà. I think this is what I saw mostly when I was traveling in between the borders. I was quite surprised that is what they're using on board. What I noticed is that all the borders I travel past, in comedy in one loop, and I keep asking, I laughed, you know. I love to do experiments when I'm talking, so that's only down on you. When I was traveling, all I saw was igi lọ́kọ̀ gbé sọ́nà báyìí, wọ́n gbé igi sọ́nà, then okùn náà wà ní àárín méjì ẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ ká fi igi yẹn. So this is all the borders I saw. The border post. How can they solve the problem? Báwo ni then tí mọ́tò bá ń bọ̀, wọ́n á ní kí mọ́tò yẹn dúró, wọ́n á ní kó ṣí boot. Wá ṣe wá ṣígi ẹ̀ báyìí. Mọ́tò tó bá fẹ́ dúró wá fi igi wá fi gbá bọ́dì ẹ̀. Ìyẹn láàrin Èkó nìyẹn o. Bọ̀ láàrin bọ́dà igi báyìí lásán ló gbé síbẹ̀. Lóòótọ́ àwọn èèyàn mánẹ̀. When we have a country that is fully functioning, ní láti fi igi síbẹ̀. They really need èèyàn púpọ̀ láti mánẹ̀ níbi tí ilé ayé ti délé ní nísìn. Let me quickly, I hope I can find that. I posted something on my timeline today. There's some changes coming up between the UK and the European Union. I'm going to play a video, but I'm going to Tibari or Mujade. Because I have promised you on this show anymore, we stop playing videos. But if you're on my Facebook, you probably have come across it. In October this year, one of Koikimedia to take effect in the last year, November. You will pass through most of our land borders with 200 naira, and it is confirmed. That is a security risk there. Internet it's true. Most of those immigration officers and the security in all the borders, and I'm not talking about one border now, I'm talking about the border to Wole Yoruba. How secure do you think these borders are? How secure? Do you think it's secured? And how secure is it? Ṣé a lè guarantee pé border yẹn ó secure? We can go to bed at day 61. Èdè ní ọjọ́ kẹwàá. A lot of people send a message and say, ìgbà tí mo ní mo fẹ́ mọ kí ni mini 2025. A lot of correction came, but I dúpẹ́ fún gbogbo ẹni tí ẹ fi ohùn ránṣẹ́ sí mi, mo dúpẹ́ nínú lórí. I am not doing any voice note because I'm not going to stay long on this broadcast. Mo kàn fi ṣe kó tó di pé mo lọ sùn ni. Ìdí tí ebi ṣe ń pa àwọn èèyàn wa lénìí ní Nàìjíríà ó ní pé in tó lè fún àwọn èèyàn wa ní survival kit, border tí wọ́n open, on threatening lifestyle, on threatening economic welfare and security of our people. And the more tabak pesi, the more they will become more stable. Once you go, what is stable? Our time feedback for our life, they are already coming in disguise. We saw it during the COVID. Boshin wole, one wole. Majority of them wole and who are jade. And our moral training to one láti fi bá wa jà. Táwa bá tẹ̀sọ̀ pa àfẹ́ jà. We don't know the kind of training that they have. They are well trained from maybe don't think Komawa, and the moment they come in, they become a threat to us. Àwọn ìlú tó tẹ̀ jẹ́ ìlú bí UK tí mo fi ṣe example ní àná, they are worried about their borders. Home Office. The Home Office, like I said in the morning, we are the lead United Kingdom government department for immigration, passport, crime, policing, homeland security, and protecting vulnerable people. Baba Nigeria must dissolve because this country is no longer working since the beginning. For example, see the way K1 is doing in the airport. Could have actually done for K1 anything. I'm just seeing something posted on the Twitter that there's a leaked audio of K1 the Ultimate allegedly threatening the owner of the Value Jet for causing him a national embarrassment. And this has been posted about just 9:45. My name is OLAYOMI KOIKI. I saw Nipa borders. So let's come back to the Home Office. Okay. Let us continue to say to those that disagree with us that we are playing with our lives. And like I said, mo rí news sister wa kan mo tẹ mo wọ́n rí àárọ̀ àná mo sọ rí wọ́n ní she died. I always say we should not be scared of death. We should be prepared to defend our land with everything that we want. Everything. But I pray that we will have the strength. Mo fi morúkọ woman yẹn wá kọ́lọ̀ fọ́ọ̀n kẹ́wọ̀n. Wọ́n pè wọ́n ní Ìyá Ìmọ̀ Yorùbá. She has a lot of traffic on her TikTok. I checked her page out this morning. First time I'm coming across her. So we should never be scared of death. Rather, we should be prepared to do Emma distracted by many things that is happening. What matters to us now is how do we save those that don't have the strength, like the 60 million Yoruba people. This was posted 12 hours ago. That means Monterrey, Nigbati, as a program at 4 o'clock, Loruano. And this is coming from the UK Prime Minister. Mari tweeted the same. So I told her to tweet and Mari. But sometimes this fan is making too much noise. And I didn't see this before. Kituja, the professor of the borders. I didn't see this. Our plan, this is the UK Prime Minister, Lonsoro Nisin. Our plan for change is restoring order to our immigration system and securing our borders. Our plans. Moki, commenting on Tetewa. Mr. Wolex, Obas are aligned with one Nigeria, it is obvious. Moki Gugu Intewa Lori Joko. Mofi monitor comment on Walati Bayani. I'm talking about the borders. Yoruba people got to get back their lost identity, Mr. Wolex. Fulani has been forced into Nigeria ethnicity. That is a potent danger. We might have to go with the violent option of exiting. Insecurity is a major contributor to the food scarcity and hunger. I will pin on that for now. I love that part. Kwamwon is a very big fool, Mr. Wolex. He ought not to have behaved like that. Quite a lot of comments. Mukiba Bawabiodun. No one Nigeria, there wasn't a Nigeria in the first place. There is nothing good that can come out of Nigeria. The indigenous people better realize that now. Safety domain, I just picked up on your comment as well. Mind you, the 3,000 naira per day is only for one person. Okay, if you're a family man, you have to multiply that by the number of the people in your household. You have 3,000 Mr. Taiwo Banuso, because we're not on the same, so commenting on a different platform because I lose software. Only politicians or police taking bribe, custom officer, and agbero can get such weekly. Because I realized when I was in Lagos, each of our agbero to Mugidani, that is not a civilized country anymore. Even in terms of Lagos State, by now, Kojeki agbero Mugidani Leko, Koa no downfall nítorí pé kò fún ní owó. Definitely, amobitowo yẹn lọ kò lọ sọ́dọ̀ Sanwó-Olú. Reason táwọn olóṣèlú ṣe jọ̀wọ́lẹ̀ fún àwọn road transportation system ó ní pé wọ́n need wọn for their dirty work as election is coming right now. So in touch ni pé wọ́n ti fún olúkálùkù ní junction to junction. So junction in me, because ibi tí mo lọ àwọn area tí mo lọ mo ká àwọn ọ̀kadà kankan tó wà níbẹ̀. I'm not going to give too much information. Àdúgbò mi ọ̀kadà bí abẹ́ 300, àdúgbò mi 100. So ó léye tí olúkálùkù tó fi fún wọn pé àdúgbò tiẹ̀ á fún ẹ ní junction yẹn. But tó bá ń gba X amount, ìwọ náà máa mú díẹ̀ wá fún wa nínú ẹ̀. Ibẹ̀ kan la ṣì fẹ́ lò. Even though that is also a border threat, because many àwọn tó ń gun ọ̀kadà tí mo rí níwọ̀nba àwọn tí mo check hardly ni mo fi rí Yorùbá kankan. Even in Lagos State, that is a security threat that many of you are joking with. Moki Olakunle, Moki Chibude Emmanuel. Only we the Biafrans are working on protecting our land. Yoruba nation must rise up and defend their land from the Fulani herdsmen. Okay. And even the Igbos. But yes, we have to defend it from the Fulanis. Thank you so much, Emmanuel. I've been following Simon Ekpa's case. I have I have one of your brother that does update on Simon Ekpa's case. And at some point I'll talk on it when I have information to give. But monitor case Simon Ekpa. Let's come back to the borders, because that is a topic, and I want to really stick to that topic without moving too much out of it. So gbogbo bí tí bá yà sí orí border yẹn náà ni mo ṣe fẹ́ padà sí. Mo kẹ́ ìtawà lórí TikTok, ẹ bá mi share programming. Kí ló dé tí UK government ṣe wà worried nípa border wọn? Ta ló mọ reason tí UK government táwọn ṣe wà worried pé border wa yo. Why are they worried? Why is the UK government? Kí ni kan tó ń rí? Ṣé igi ló máa ń kó sọ́nà ní border ti UK? Whether definitely not at the airport, bí a tó bá fẹ́ gborí omi wọlé, àbò fẹ́ gba land border wọlé. Ṣé igi ló máa ń kó síbẹ̀? Our plan for change is restoring order to our immigration. Our plan for change is restoring order to our immigration system. Now, kí ni wọ́n pè ní immigration? A ti sọ nípa border, meaning it. Because these two work together. Tó bá sọ̀rọ̀ border, o gbọ́dọ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ immigration. Baba Wolex ni Baba Kitoye must fly the Yoruba nation flag. He has to be strongly fortified with more support, which I also agree. Baba needs to declare Yoruba nation, as quickly as possible, so that we can then defend the borders officially. But right now, Tahiti declare Yoruba nation. How do we defend our borders? Kí ni kọ́ta lè ṣe láti fi defend the borders yẹn? The governors have the security vote. Tẹ́ bá bi wọ́n pé èlò ni wọ́n ní kí la fẹ́ mọ̀ fún. Kí ni ò ń béèrè? Under freedom of speech, your governor should be able to tell me as a journalist, èlò ni wọ́n fún wọn, èlò ni Tinubu fún wọn ní every month. Because owó yẹn every month ni wọ́n san fún wọn. Whatever disclose it. Crime and overpopulation. That is why Britain is worried. Eshegoni Babawa, Olatunji, Kunibaje Fonyi. I love when people engage. When we ask questions, let us engage, because èmi náà máa learn láti intel yìí náà fẹ́ sọ fún mi. Ìbéèrè tí mo béèrè lẹ́ẹ̀kan ni pé kí ni reason tí UK government ṣe fẹ́ defend the border wọn? Wọ́n ní wọ́n wà worried about overpopulation. Kí ló dé táwa wà worried àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá? Why are we not worried? Now, mo fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ nípa immigration, because most of the time, tá bá ní a fẹ́ kúrò ní Nigeria, many people will start coming with different things. Tẹ́ bá ti rí àwọn tó bá ti wọlé lórí TikTok, bí ẹni tó wọlé yìí nísìn, ẹni tó comment yìí nísìn, ẹ ti mọ̀ pé lè ò lè jọmọ Yorùbá. Ẹ ti definitely mọ̀ pé ilé òkè ìṣọmọ Yorùbá. Lára àwọn tí ìyá wọn gbé ìdí ẹ̀ sílẹ̀ tí Fúlàní bá sùn tó fi bí sílé ayé. Kò tó bá jẹ́ ọmọ Yorùbá ni, number one, orúkọ tó ń lò yẹn, orúkọ tèmi lèmi lò, mo lo picture mi, eléyìí kò lórúkọ ẹ̀, kò lè lo picture ẹ̀. So àmọ́ orí èèyàn tó jẹ́ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá, but ara immigrant kan lélẹ̀ nísìn tá gbọ́dọ̀ dí pẹ̀lú lọ́jọ́ iwájú. Wọ́n pọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Ara immigrant lélẹ̀ nísìn, ẹni tó comment lórí TikTok yìí, mo ní láti ka tó kọ síta, but ẹni tó kọ yìí nísìn, ó ti show pé immigrant ni, kò nífẹ̀ẹ́ lẹ̀ Yorùbá. A ní kí bàbá declare, kò nífẹ̀ẹ́ Yorùbá. Ìyàn ní kó máa wọlé by boat, kò lè rówó wọlé by boat, ó fẹsẹ̀ rìn wọlé ni. These are the threats that you are living with. Kimani, we are all living with on a daily basis. Most of them, you think that Yoruba ni wọ́n, but wọ́n kì í ṣe Yoruba. Tẹ́ bá rántí pé bọ̀bọ̀ kan sọ̀rọ̀ ní Ìlọrin ní many months back. Ó ní Fúlàní lé mi, but mo ti gbé nílẹ̀ Yorùbá, mo gbọ́ Yorùbá, ó gbọ́ Yorùbá yẹn ju èmi kan lọ. Tẹ́ bá rí bó ṣe ń sọ Yorùbá yẹn, ó gbọ́ ju èmi kan lọ. These are the threats lọ́jọ́ iwájú. Ẹni tó bá ti wá bẹ́yẹn tó bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ bẹ́yẹn, because even tí àwọn tó agree pẹ̀lú Tinubu tó agree pẹ̀lú àwa, ọmọ Yorùbá ò gbọdọ̀ sọ pé in táwa ń ṣe yìí ó lòdì sófin. Lákọ̀ọ́kọ́ kò lòdì sófin. Ọmọ Yorùbá ò rẹ̀ gbọdọ̀ wá láti wá condemn tá à ń gbé dání, even if you don't agree with it. O lè máa wò pé well, problem tí wọ́n nìyẹn. but ẹni tó bá ti lè mọ ọmọ Yorùbá condemn pé à ń jà fún ilẹ̀ Yorùbá láti protect border wa, ẹ ti mọ̀ pé immigrant nínú àwọn èèyàn bẹ́ẹ̀ náà wọ́pọ̀. Ẹ̀yin lè máa rò pé èèyàn gidi ni wọ́n, ọmọ Fúlàní paraku ní gbogbo wọn, wọ́n ti àti mix pẹ̀lú wọn gan, but ọjọ́ iwájú ìta máa fi dí pẹ̀lú ra wa ó ń bọ̀. But ká tó dí pẹ̀lú ra wa yẹn, a fẹ́ sọ àwọn ìdí pàtàkì tó máa mú ìnira wá tí kò ní mú peace, because a fẹ́ gbègbè àlàáfíà ká tó kú. Ẹ wò ìyá wa tó kú yẹn nísìn tí mo dárúkọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan nísìn, mọ́mì wa yẹn ó lé ọmọ, ó níyàwó, ó lọ́kọ, ìyá ìmọ̀ Yorùbá. I always say that people can sick and come back alive, and sometimes people can sick and bam, you are gone. Adu Ogbe, former minister, 78 years old, ó ráyé jẹ kó tó kú, ọmọ Benue ni, but lára ayé tó jẹ́ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá wà lára ilẹ̀, ó wà lára resources tó lò. Immigrant tó wà lò ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, ó fi gbé ayé tó dá. Bàbá wa Ìfẹ́ Olúwa ní, they are the ones committing atrocity in Yorùbá land. Mo sọ nídàájí pé ẹni tó ń bọ̀ láti north kò nílé tó fẹ́ gbé lẹ́kọ̀ọ́, ó dẹ̀ ń bọ̀ láti north, tó bá wá já sí motor park, tẹ́ bá wá lọ bèèrè lọ́wọ́ pé ibo ló fẹ́ lọ sùn lálẹ́ yìí, kò nílé tó fẹ́ sùn. Whereas ọmọ Yorùbá ó ń struggle bó ṣe fi raise owó lé, ó ń struggle bó ṣe fi raise owó lé tó máa fi gba ilé. Even mo báyọ̀ kan sọ̀rọ̀ ní àná, port tí ń ṣiṣẹ́ ní Àpápá, and I think he had issues with his container, not himself. Àwọn tó fẹ́ gbé container yẹn wọlé, àwọn Igbo láti South Africa, wọ́n kó drug sínú ẹ̀, wọ́n dẹ̀ fi ìbọn bíi mélòó kan àti pistol sínú ẹ̀. Agent làwọn, ó affect wọn. He lost about 48 million naira. He was telling me yesterday, wọ́n láti downsize láti bí a 3 bedroom tó ń gbé, ó dẹni tó ń gbé ní bí a bí box room àtọmọ wọn, because he's not with the wife anymore. But ẹni tó ń bọ̀ ní north àtàwọn ìyà tó ń bọ̀ bí ìran Fúlàní ilé tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí nísìn, nígbà tó bá dé àwọn onílé tó fi gbé, all they will do is wọ́n lè wà ní inú gáràjì yẹn for the next 6 months. Ibẹ̀ lọ́mọ máa yàgbẹ́ sí, lọ́mọ máa sùn, lọ́mọ máa jí, and we don't even know who they are. These are immigrants. Tẹ́ bá lọ Ìbàdàn lọ́la, bá ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ lálẹ́ yìí nísìn, àwọn ti gbéra ní north. Again, ní border. Kọ́ ta bá ní border ni, bọ́ ṣe ń bọ̀ láti, okay, ọtí ní ká yọ ẹ̀ṣẹ́ gan ni, ó tẹ̀ kí n ti yọ láti nǹkan, torí ó máa distract wa ni, ẹ̀ṣẹ́ gan ni, àtẹ̀tì rántí báyìí, kò ní rí mi kàn síbẹ̀ mọ́, àti sọ̀kọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ sí immigrant ni, a máa dé pẹ̀lú lọ́jọ́ iwájú. Ẹ jẹ́ ká tẹ̀síwájú torí àsìkò, a dẹ̀ fi burn data yín too much, even though kò sí nǹkan tá lè ṣe sí lórí platform wa. Immigration is the movement of people into a destination country where they are not native or citizens, with the intention of settling there permanently. Ẹ lè sọ pé mi náà lọ the same thing now. Koiki, ìwọ náà lọ sí UK, o lọ gbé ní UK, ìwọ náà ló sọ pé o ti gbé ní UK fún 27 years, ìwọ náà kúrò ní ilẹ̀ kan, o lọ sí ilẹ̀ onílẹ̀. Ṣé wàá mọ̀ yàtọ̀? Nígbà tèmi fi lọ ilẹ̀ yẹn, mo lọ fi ojú mi wọ̀n ní embassy wọn l'Abuja. Ìgbà yẹn wọ́n sì máa ń ṣe interview, kò dàbí ìtẹ́ ń ṣe nísìn, ṣé drop off lẹ́ máa ń pè, tó yẹ pé kò máa drop gbogbo document yín, àti tó jẹ́ fake àti tó jẹ́ original, ẹ̀kọ́ ó ti yé yín àti mọ bó ṣe ń lọ. Nígbà tèmi fi gba visa mi ní 1998, Abuja ni mo ti lọ gbà. Nígbà yẹn kò sí fingerprint lóòótọ́, but wọ́n gba data mi, wọ́n dẹ̀ rí mi, mo jókòó, wọ́n bi mí kí ni mo ń lọ ṣe. Nígbà tí mo wá dọ̀hún, mo wá sọ pé mo ò fẹ́ padà wá sílé mọ́, because èmi tí mo dí tèmi ṣe ń lọ, mo ń jápa ni. Just like ìwọ náà tó sọ pé ó fẹ́ lọ kàwé, ó lọ kàwé kankan mọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀, ó lọ kàwé. bọ̀ ibẹ̀ kọ́ la fẹ́ lò bọ̀ èyí tí mo fẹ́ sọ ni pé nígbà tí mo wá dé UK wọ́n mọ̀ pé immigrant ni mí ó wá take 15 years kan tó fún mi níwèé kí ló dé táwa ṣe wá allow Igbo kókò wọlé ṣé o mọ̀ pé nínú 15 years tí mo sọ yẹn mo tó bẹ́ẹ̀ kí ni mo ní mo fẹ́ lọ ṣiṣẹ́ kankan officially because mo ní right láti ṣiṣẹ́ ní gbogbo period yẹn mo ní right láti mo fi ra ilé even though as at that time I ní opportunity tó pọ̀ táwọn nǹkan fi lọ wá I ní a lot of opportunity pé ká wá ra lé but eventually a lè ra lé wọ́n fi lé lọ̀ wá ìgbà ẹ̀kọ́ mortgage tàbí nǹkan tó lé nísìn I'm talking about the 1998 stroke 1999 àìtẹ́tí wọ millennium tó ń pè ní 2000 but as an immigrant UK mọ̀ pé Nàìjíríà ni mo ti ń bọ̀ even though báwọn lọ colonize wa even though pé àwọn ni wọ́n ṣe kí ni lọ colonize wa wọ́n dẹ̀ sọ fún wa pé we are commonwealth citizens so ó jẹ́ kó gbà mí tọwọ́ tẹsẹ̀ pé arákùnrin tó bọ̀ yìí ọmọ Nàìjíríà nìyẹn yes àwa alájọ yìí papọ̀ ẹ̀yà Yorùbá tẹ̀ tó wá da já tètè fún ẹniwé ìyàn sí nínú condition tí wọ́n mo kọ́kọ́ láti prove ara mi ó wá lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ for 15 years nínú 15 years yẹn wọ́n gba fingerprint mi but láàárọ̀ ọ̀la nísìn ọmọ Ìgbò máa gbéra láti Inewi á gbéra láti Enugu á máa bọ̀ ní ìsàlẹ̀ á nítorí pé brọ́dà òun wà ní Alábà á dẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣẹ́ lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ ọmọ wa ìtorí àṣìjọ wa ní Nàìjíríà ni níjọ́ tá a bá ti gba kọ́ńtì wa ọmọ Ìgbò yẹn ọ̀kọ̀ nípa gírí máa bọ̀ kó wá pàdé igi lọ́nà kó wá san 1,000 naira kó n fẹ́ wọlé no ó máa go through immigration this is where a ṣe ń sọ fún èèyàn wa pé bàbá wa Ọlátúnjí once we have a genuine national database in the southwest region we will surely know who is coming to the southwest region in tá à ń béèrè nìyẹn o lóòótọ́ àwọn tó ń béèrè restructure náà àwọn náà sọ pé Koiki tàbá gba regional government à lè ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ bọ́ àwọn òtẹ́ ìfẹ́ ní kankan ṣe pẹ̀lú entity tó ń pè Nàìjíríà mọ́ we want to exit completely ṣòwárí Ìgbò tí ó ti fẹ́ Yorùbá kò ní problem when it comes to immigration omorism sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ béèrè lọ́wọ́ Ìgbò yẹn pé nígbà tó lọ fẹ́ òyìnbó ní Britain wọ́n dẹ̀ pọ̀ ní Germany àwọn Ìgbò pọ̀ ní mo kàn fi wọ́n ṣàpèjúwe as the other ethnic tó wà níta tẹ́yìn tẹ́ máa argue pé tá a bá gba Yorùbá nation báwo la ṣe máa dín pẹ̀lú àwọn Ìgbò àti Yorùbá tó ti fẹ́ra wọn immigration issue lásán nìyẹn another Ìgbò eléyìí nísìnyí kò ń ṣe Yorùbá ìkọ́ Charles ò kì í ṣe orúkọ Yorùbá ẹ̀wọ̀n tó ń kọ nísìnyí ṣé Ìgbò là ń bá sọ̀rọ̀ níbí báyìí àbí Yorùbá tó bá dẹ̀ tí wá jẹ́ Yorùbá ṣé intan sọ níbí báyìí ẹ ti rí pọ̀nà dá kí ni mo tún pè lẹ́ǹkan yẹn lára àwọn ọmọkọ lòun ọmọkọ ni mí òun ṣe ọmọkọ torí tí wọ́n bá jẹ́ ọmọkọ tó rí ẹ pé ní gbogbo àwọn èèyàn tó sì dúró ti Olóyè Ìgbòho èmi sì ní number 1 ó kì í ṣe ọmọkọ ọmọ àgbẹ̀ nìyẹn Fúlàní ló bí sórí ìyẹ́ yẹn ó gbé díẹ̀ sílẹ̀ Fúlàní wá bá sùn gbogbo yín la sì máa ṣe DNA lọ́jọ́ iwájú èyí tèmi ti ṣe pẹ̀lú Ìgbòho ìwọ ò lè ṣe dájẹ́ ẹ̀ so ó ti ẹni sí ó kì í ṣọmọ ọmọ àlè nìyẹn ọmọ àlè Yorùbá nìyẹn torí pé tó bá jẹ́ pọ̀ ọmọkọ nìwọ èmi á fi UK sílẹ̀ màá wá dúró ti Ìgbòho níbi tí ọlá ń bẹ tí iná wà àbí so ọmọ àlè já jẹ́ kó máa lọ ó ti dùn nígbà tá a ti pè lọ́mọ àlè yẹn ẹ má bínú kì í sọ̀rọ̀ àlẹ̀fàṣà mọ́ bọ̀ táwọn ọmọ àlè bá ti wọlé ká tètè lé wọn lọ torí à ń sọ níbí báyìí ó máa distract wa lọ́jọ́ iwájú a máa dé pẹ̀lú wọn ẹ jẹ́ ká padà sọ̀rọ̀ immigration ṣẹ̀rí ìdí tí wọ́n ṣe sọ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá di milk ticket Britain ló ti kọ́kọ́ rí opportunity yẹn lò nígbà tó dé àgbà wọn lálejò wọ́n wọlé wọ́n wá rí pé ilẹ̀ táwọn wà yìí ilẹ̀ yìí ṣe ní àwọn nǹkan tó jẹ́ mùdùnmúdùn ló ṣe wá mú àwa àti àwọn ẹ̀yà tó kù tó bá ní ẹ̀yà tó kọ́kọ́ wà educated in the whole of Africa ẹ máa mú ilẹ̀ Yorùbá àwọn ọmọ Odùduwà whichever one tẹ́ bá fẹ́ pé sí yàtọ̀. Báwo ni ẹ̀yà tí ó wá wà so much enlightening? Mo fẹ́ lọ sọ́dọ̀ sister mi Arẹwà because in tó post yẹn mo fẹ́ kà síta fún àwọn èèyàn wa tí wọ́n sí lórí ètò tá a ṣe láàárọ̀ yìí. Báwo ni irú àwọn ẹ̀yà bẹ́ẹ̀ a ṣe wá wà níbi tí 60 million Yorùbá people kò lè róúnjẹ jẹ on a daily basis? Ẹ jẹ́ ká kàn tí Arẹwà post ní àná ọjọ́ kejìlá wà báyìí nísìnyí. She posted something on her timeline and it goes like this. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n, àwọn ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n là ń bá sọ̀rọ̀. Mo bá Fúlàní sọ̀rọ̀. Ìgbò tí bá ń bá sọ̀rọ̀ ó gbọ́dọ̀ respect tí mò ń sọ. Ní Ìgbò ní wá sílẹ̀ wa bọ̀ mo gbọ́dọ̀ mọ irú Ìgbò tó ń bọ̀. Now ẹ wo tí arábìnrin yìí kọ. In tó kọ màá sọ tó ń respond sí ká tó wá sọ tó ń kọ síta lórí Twitter lánàá. The world in the 14th century. What was happening in the world in the 13th century? Kí ni Europe ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá? Báwo ló ṣe ń pè wá ní empire? Ìjẹ̀bú empire, kìíní kan kingdom, Ọ̀yọ́ empire. Why tó jẹ́ pé strong nígbà yẹn táwa di puppet lénìí torí pa fẹ́ wà involved nínú one Nigeria? A lè má mọ gbogbo ilé tẹ́lẹ̀ torí kò yé wa. But now that we understand it, why a ṣe fi push fún one Nigeria nígbà tí wọ́n ní 13th century? Gbogbo àlàárín tí mo fi wọ̀n orí aládé ni orí aládé mo ti sọ story ẹ̀ fún wa, ẹ má bínú pé mo tún fẹ́ yá bàrà. Ife bronze òun ni topic yẹn lórí BBC so that tí bá kà fún yín ẹ lè rí understanding nǹkan tí mo ń sọ. Èmi ṣe inquiry pẹ̀lú ọlọ́pàá ní UK, èyí tá a lè ṣe Nàìjíríà for freedom of information. Wọ́n fún mi láwọn kankan, wọ́n fún mi ní gbogbo tí mo béèrè. Lórí laptop mi nísìn ó ń show exactly but original one, original ẹyọ kan ó wà lọ́wọ́ ọlọ́pàá ní UK bí ṣe ń bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ this intent way. But kó lè bá yé wa ẹ mọ̀ pé I like BBC. This was posted June 26, 2022. The headline fẹ́ni tó bá fẹ́ lọ reference Nigerian Ife head. Ẹjọ́ torí Elédùmarè èyí tẹ́ ń wò mí lórí ti Christy ní tẹ́ believe lórí ti Muhammad ní. Báwo ni lè ṣe jẹ́ Nigerian head? Mo kí Abiodun George. Ta ló lè ṣàlàyé fún mi báwo ni kíní ṣe jẹ́ Nigerian head? This is the deceit and the lies. Ta ló rántí pé wọ́n sọ fún wa pé Mongo Park? Ta ló rántí? Ta ló mọ̀ tó ń pè ní Mongo Park? Ṣé mọ̀ pọ́n ní Mongo Park ló found the River Niger níjọ́ náà lọ́wọ́. Ìtààmù lánàá tàbí wàá mọ̀ nísìn ẹ̀dẹ̀ ṣe ń disagree pé wọ́n Nàìjíríà kò mú tí understand it. Àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá ta ṣe ń disagree ni mo bá sọ̀rọ̀. Mo kí ẹ Johnson. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n tún sọ again. Báwo ni ilé ṣe jẹ́ Nigerian head? Báwo ló ṣe relate mọ́ Nàìjíríà? This is what BBC posted on their website. A more reason to say Nigeria because there was an amalgamation of Yoruba people and the Fulani and the Hausa and the Igbos in 1914. Rather than call this a Yoruba head, Baba Professor Pito Itenikima to ever pè ní orí olókun, orí aládé ni, kò sí nǹkan tó ń jẹ́ orí olókun. Ṣé mọ̀ pé ọdún kan wà tó lọ display kìíní as an exhibition Look, ní tijọ́ náà long. Mo ní image yẹn lọ́wọ́, ó wà lórí archive mi. Many years back ni mo sọ yìí, kò ń ṣe recently o. In ten wo yìí, wọ́n kò ní collections, wọ́n lọ exhibit ní UK. Picture yẹn wà nínú archive mi tí bá farabalẹ̀. But let's go with the information tó ṣì wà ní orí BBC. Kẹ́ lè rí irọ́ tí Britain tó ti pa fún wa for many years. Tó ti ṣe àkóbá àdábá fún gbogbo wa. Tó fi di pé lẹ́nu ọmọ Yorùbá ò ní 3,000 naira tó máa fi jẹun láàárọ̀ Sunday. I am not talking about 5,000 naira. Ó gbọ́dọ̀ lè ní 3,000. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, they lied to our fathers that Mungo Park discovered River Niger and they did not question the lies from the pit of hell. Ẹ ṣe gbọ́n sá. Wọ́n parọ́ pé Mungo Park. Tábà lọ, ẹ má bínú, a ṣì máa gbọ́dọ̀ bronze yẹn, àti kúrò lórí bọ́dà ibẹ̀ ni mo dúró lé lórí. Ẹ má pọ́njú, ìgbà yóò ṣe ibi tẹ́ máa pọ́njú wá tẹ̀bínú ẹ má farabalẹ̀. Mungo Park tá à ń sọ yìí, Mungo Park yẹn mo kàn fi lọ́wọ́ ìjọ wo lọ bí Mungo Park kákọ̀ tẹ̀ fi wò Mungo Park yíyẹ wo lọ bí. Mungo Park was born in 1806. He died at 35 years old. A ṣì ń dárúkọ ẹ̀. Kí wá ní ìwúlò àfẹ́dàgbà títí di 70 tọ́nà bá ní àní dàgbà dé 70 àní kárí nǹkan ṣe kílẹ̀ Yorùbá kọ́ má gbà mọ́ wa lọ́wọ́. He died in Busa ní Nàìjíríà ibẹ̀ ló kú sí. Kò dẹ̀ sí nǹkan tó ń jẹ́ Nàìjíríà ní 1806 ẹ̀rí lọ́tọ́ tó gbé kalẹ̀ sínú Wikipedia. Because gbogbo pé Nàìjíríà ṣẹlẹ̀ is in 1914. Mungo Park died. He was born on September 10, 1771 ní UK. Ó padà kú sí in tó ń pè ní either southwest or the north. Tó ń pè ní northern part. Kò sí nǹkan tó ń jẹ́ Nàìjíríà before 1914. These are the lies that they've taken away from us. Wọ́n ti dá gbogbo ẹ̀pọ̀ mọ́ra wọn. Tàbá wá sọ fún ọmọ Yorùbá léèrè nísìnyí pé Mungo Park kan náà tó ń sọ yìí. Mungo Park was a Scottish explorer of West Africa. Báwo ni ọmọ tó bí ní September 1771 ṣe lè found the River Niger? Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi triple DRS mo kí ní gbogbo Nottingham. Wọ́n ní èmi ti gbàgbé ní pé mo pè wọ́n ní British Bias Corporation BBC. Ṣé ẹ̀ tẹ́ ń follow mi? Ṣé ẹ̀ ń fi ẹ̀mí bá lọ? Ẹ má gbàgbé bí ká ti bẹ̀rẹ̀. Phone line open. Ìbéèrè wà ńbẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ ká gbé yẹn sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́. Ẹ jẹ́ ká padà sórí eléyìí ká wá padà sórí Britain. Nigerian Ife aired why the UK police are holding a priceless sculpture and made inquiry about it with the London Metropolitan Police under freedom of information. They hardly gave me all the information I needed. Reason is known to them. Bóyá wọ́n rí pé iṣẹ́ tí mo gbé dání nísìn or whatever the reason. And I'll tell you exactly when I made that information. October 14, it was a Saturday at 8:10 a.m. I wrote an email to the npcc.foi, company freedom of information.request. And my headline was Nigerian Ife Ed, why UK police are holding a priceless sculpture. I am OLAYOMI KOIKI, a journalist and the chief editor of Koikimedia, registered and based in the United Kingdom. Under the FOI, company freedom of information, I would like to know all the information held on this Nigerian Ife bronze held by the police after reading the article on the BBC dated 26 June 2022, mo fún wọn ní link BBC yẹn. It stated that this Ife bronze is with the Metropolitan Police because this is a public interest, especially for the Yorubas indigenous peoples that would like to know the reason why this sculpture is being held in the UK with the police. This sculpture is from the southwest of Nigeria called Ile-Ife, and below is one of our royal father, a head picture of Baba Eni. Mo kàn rántí orúkọ Baba yẹn mọ́ ni. Laptop yóò ṣe move me, but I can show you briefly. I have too many things. Tẹ́ bá wo image ọba yẹn, òun lè wò yẹn. Ọba yìí ló lọ exhibit bronze yìí ní United Kingdom ní many years ago. I pity when people say I feel defend in Nigeria. I pity when people say they want to defend Nigeria. Mo rí pé àwọn kan àwọn yẹn tọ́nà àwọn ti gba country ó ń dùn ọba Adérẹ̀mí ẹ ṣé gan ni ẹ gbà dáadáa kódà mo kàn rántí tàbádẹ̀ type Ọọ̀ni of Ifẹ̀ tìjọ́ náà lọ́hùn Adérẹ̀mí kákọ̀lọ́wọ́ yí ẹ̀ wo ni kẹ́ lè rí irọ́ bá ń sá Adérẹ̀mí. Mo rí pé àwọn ọmọ onítìrì àwọn ará ń pa wọn ọba ti wọnú TikTok kábàkàbà ló ń sọ mo wà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ kò sí nǹkan kan tẹ́ pẹ́ ti gba country so ẹ má waste time ara yín pẹ́ ti gba country yẹn. Ọọ̀ni of Ifẹ̀ Adérẹ̀mí Adésọjí Adérẹ̀mí ọba Sir Titus Martins Adésọjí Adérẹ̀mí Atọ́pẹ́lẹ̀ alias Adésọjí Adérẹ̀mí was born on the 15th of November 1889. He died on the 3rd of July 1980. Eshigoni Fenteramileti was a Nigerian political figure and a Yoruba traditional ruler as the Oni of Ife. He died in 1980. Now, as at that time, ni Baba Ilo presented in the UK. When I made that request with the British police, this was their reply back to me. One replied back on the 21st of November 2023 at exactly 3:34 p.m. Orúkọ ẹni tó reply yẹn kìíní kan BB Karim at met.police.uk. This is the kind of how we want a Yoruba country. Bí Nigeria bá exist for another 20 years, o lè kọ letters ọlọ́pàá kọ reply ẹ̀ báyìí. You know why? Because they are not. We need that material. We need that equipment. Kò ṣe pé wọ́n lè fund it, but the interest of gbogbo wa kò ṣe kankan náà. Interest Yorùbá bó bá wọn Tinubu kó reform gbogbo ọlọ́pàá Nàìjíríà níjọ́ tó bá ti lọ wọ́n máa destroy reformation and they will pull it down. Mr. Olayinka Beloni, the same way they put the picture of those people sitting on the chair wearing suit when they did sewing machine eminent Eshigoni. When the BBC putting out history of the 1700, when the BBC itself was not established. Kọ́ wá sọ fún wa nísìnyí pé ká lọ save Nigeria. Fi save Nigeria torí Tinubu. No, we don't want to. Interfere kí Tinubu ṣe ni pé kọ́kọ́ fún wa ní defense ká fi defend border wa kò fún wa níyẹn fún ọdún 4. Tinubu allow kó pa ọmọ Yorùbá on a daily basis. I play audio kan lóru àná láti baba ńlá ọlọ́pàá 4 ó wà lórí status mi tẹ́ bá ní nọ́mbà mi lọ wò. Wọ́n yìnbọn pa wọ́n ní nílẹ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀jẹ́ ti sùn lọ ìlú tó ń tẹ̀jẹ̀ sílẹ̀. Wọ́n ní dear Olayomi Koiki, freedom of information request mo ní fún reference number yẹn. I write in connection with your request for information which was received by the Metropolitan Police Service MPS on the 18th of October 2023. I note you seek access to the following information which is in Timobere lọ́wọ́ wọn. I am sorry to inform you that we have not been able to complete our response to your request by the date originally stated because only a days to gbọ́dọ̀ dá mi lóhùn maximum 21 days from ìjọ tí bá ti bèrè nǹkan lọ́wọ́ wọn. Your request is still in progress. I will endeavor to get a response to you as soon as possible. May I apologize for any inconveniences caused. Should you have any further inquiries concerning this matter, please contact me by email, bbkarim. This is never going to happen in Nigeria. Let's go back to the article itself. Kawapadasi border. British police are keeping a stolen statue worth millions of dollars in their custody as the dispute raged between a Belgian antique dealer and a Nigerian museum over its ownership. Mako ṣàlàyé fún yín briefly. Ní láti ka gbogbo ẹ̀. Arákùnrin kan tó ń pè ní ọmọ Belgian antique dealers. Gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì tiẹ̀ nígbà téèyàn kan jí kínní àmọ́ ibi tó ti jí ní Nàìjíríà ó dé wọ́n ti kọ́kọ́ jí ní 1980 according to tí mo mọ̀ topaz tí mo ti kà. Eventually it end up in Belgium government níbi táwọn ti ń ta àwọn antiques, you know, government around the world they sell different things. Wọ́n ta kínní ní less than €100. On the 24th of January 2017 was a cold, foggy day in London. At midday, John Axford and of the auctioneer Woolley and Rallies, one in London, very prestigious artifacts, was in his office in the upmarket Mayfair, waiting to meet a visitor from Belgium who wanted to show him a sculpture. Sculpture will often show a lay. He produced this particular beautiful piece to Mr. Axford. Right there and there, he cited me, because what he reported as a stolen sculpture. It was a bronze cast head. Cherry bronze ni kini. Títí dọ̀la kò tí mo bá wọn bàbá ńlá wa àti ìyá ńlá wa kò ṣe produce ẹ̀. Kò tí sí technology o as at the time don produce àwọn kini. Títí di ọ̀la technology tèmi kò tí lè detect báwo lọ ṣe build ẹ̀, báwo lọ ṣe ṣe tó ní lápá tó ní gbogbo ẹ̀ báyìí. Is a bronze. Òun ló wà lọ́wọ́ ọlọ́pàá ní UK. Wọ́n ti seize ẹ̀, ọ̀rọ̀ tí mò ń sọ wà lọ́wọ́ ọlọ́pàá. Now, ibi tí mo fẹ́ kẹrin kẹ́ka dèmú dáadáa nísìn. It was a bronze cast head which Mr. Axford. This again has to do with borders because whoever stole it could come out of Nigeria and steal it. Níbi tó fi sí, mo kí Pastor Mo, ìyàwó Alájírè Kókà mo kí yín, bàbá wa Saheed mo kí yín. Tó bá jẹ́ pé a ní bọ́dà tó ń ṣiṣẹ́, kò ṣe pé wọ́n kí ń jalè náà ní UK o, àìmọye àwọn olè tó ti àwọn rọ́bì gidi. But because we have a porous border, they were able to steal this sculpture that belongs to Yoruba people, but in Nigeria, in the museum. Whoever stole it, now take it outside the world. This bronze cast head, which Mr. Axford recognized as coming from Ile-Ife. Now, what do I break it down? Coming from Ile-Ife, a Yoruba kingdom. But ní title kìíní BBC sọ pé Nigeria Ife head. But nígbà kan kọ article yẹn lọ sísàlẹ̀, wọ́n wá ṣàlàyé ibi tí bronze yìí níbi tó ti wá nínú Nigeria tó ń pè ní Ile-Ife. Definitely they know that kò sí nǹkan tó ń jẹ́ Nigeria. Because Nigeria kan ló produce it. This is not a product of Nigeria. This is a product of àwọn ọmọ Odùduwà. Àwọn ọmọ ìran ọmọ aládé tí ọba Elédùmarè dáadáa. Ó dá wa ju Ìgbò lọ, ó dá wa ju Chinese lọ, ó dá wa ju gbogbo ẹ̀yà tó wà lágbàáyé lọ. Àdèrí 3,000 naira fi jẹun lójúmọ́. Wọ́n ní King Belgium of Leopold led the Berlin Conference. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Now, mo ti kà tán. What is today known as southwestern Nigeria? That means pé BBC accept pé lóòótọ́ kíní Ilé-Ifẹ̀ ló ti jáde Yorùbá kingdom, but in today Tí tó bá yẹ kò sí Nàìjíríà kò ní sí nǹkan kan tó máa sọ pé in today wọ́n á kọ́ ní in Yoruba land or Oduduwa land, Oduduwa kingdom, Ife kingdom, or whatever we wanted to call it. This original Ife bronze head, of which only 20 péré ló kù láyé in ten wo Britain tó wà lọ́wọ́ ọlọ́pàá. They are thought to be about 700 years old. How do you want to now defend this country? Don't go here. Bí orí àwa tó ti wá wake up nísìn, ẹ̀yin tó kù tẹ́ ẹ̀ ṣe us to put this, because if you are saying that Nigeria that is only 110 years, this sculpture, according to the information that we have, and táwọn náà rẹ̀ consider is 700 years old. Ó dàgbà ju Nigeria lọ. Mú kí bàbá wa lè odò agbéwà o. They cast in tin metal with a great skill and are strikingly life-alike among the most magnificent sculpture ever made in sub-Saharan Africa. The most magnificent sculptures ever made in the sub-Saharan Africa. You know what to do, our Malade, our producer. Why do I do 2025? Ari 3,000 naira fi jẹun on a daily basis. To boss 21,000 weekly, 90,000 every month. O de sọ pé òfin kúrò ní Nàìjíríà. Ṣé à ń progress ni àbá ń padà sẹ́yìn? Jẹ́ ń gbé padà lọ sí ọ̀dọ̀ Arẹwà kíkanjú. Being part of Nigeria has been a huge mistake for the Yoruba people. Pé a darapọ̀ mọ́ Nàìjíríà, àṣìṣe burúkú ni, bọ̀ kó ṣe fọ́tà wa. Britain mọ̀ pé tàbá dúró independently, bẹ́ẹ̀ni, older than Nigeria, in that way, ó dàgbà ju Nigeria lọ, is about 700 years old. 20 dẹ̀ ló kù láyé, nínú 20 ẹyọ kan wà lọ́wọ́ Britain. Wọ́n wá mèrè pé being part of Nigeria has been a huge mistake. Ṣẹ̀rí pé lẹ́sìn tí kí lè ṣe bó ṣe káwà kan lára pé kí lọ sùn ní. Bọ̀ nítorí pé àwọn owó lórí TV, mo jẹ́ kó parí tó fẹ́ ṣe. Kò tó di pé mi wá come live. Ó yẹ kí lọ sùn, kí ni mo ń ṣe nísìn? I'm not doing this because of anything, but because the pain pé in time tẹ́lẹ̀ táwa mọ̀ nísìn, ó fẹ́ kó máa ká èmi àti ẹ lára ju bó ṣe ń ká wa lára lọ nísìn. But kò ká ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ lára because interfejẹ là ń wá, but interlejẹ tó máa yóò gbogbo ó wà lórí ilẹ̀ wa, but àwọn tó fẹ́ jẹ́ ká gbalẹ̀ yẹn, àwọn ni politicians. And Tinubu is number one. Láti Tinubu ó wá sọ̀rọ̀ gbogbo ìyẹn láti sọ fún Tinubu divide ìlú yìí kó lúkàlùkù máa bá tiẹ̀ lọ. Àwọn kan ní ká dúró kó ṣe é títí di 2027 going further. Bí ìgbà tó jẹ́ pé òun ló ní ẹ̀mí ẹ̀, àgbàdúrà kó fún bọ̀ ṣé òun ló ní ẹ̀mí ẹ̀, because àwọn tó ń bá tayò bọ́ ṣe fẹ́ gbẹ̀mí ẹ̀ làwọn sáré ẹ̀ lójoojúmọ́. Bàbá mi Ọláyínká ní ask the Awos of the 1957 when the North said they were not ready for independence, they said they will wait. Being part of Nigeria has been a huge mistake for the Yoruba people. It crippled their progress and set them back at least 100 years from the former glory. Our they produce a combine. Also, it is one of the most magnificent. The meaning of magnificent. Google the word magnificent. English dictionary. Meaning. When you use the word
magnificent,
extremely beautiful, elaborated, impressive. We are meant to be people that Tobariwa, pé a jáde mo sì mi ní táwọn bá dé London back then in the days tó bá wọ London wọ́n tẹ̀ gbọ́ pé ọmọ Nàìjíríà ló dé ńgbà yẹn ẹnu náà ti máa ń stamp visa ẹ̀wọ̀n òbítà délé mi àwa pèrè àwa ní ọmọ ọ̀rùnmọ́ aládé ibi wa ń pa àwọn èèyàn wọ́n rí 3,000 naira fi jẹun àti wà níbi ebi ń pa wá o ìyà ń jẹ wá o wọ́n dẹ̀ ní 700 years old kìíní this magnificent meaning magnificent extremely beautiful extremely elaborated impressive níjọ́ tó dẹ̀ ń build kìíní táwọn bàbá wa ṣe kìíní táwọn yìí kò tí ì sí technology ta ní lẹ́nu àwa ní technology lẹ́nu ta fi ń bára wa sọ̀rọ̀ ta fi ń communicate àwọn kan tó wá fi fàrin àjò yẹn wá sísàlẹ̀ torí Nàìjíríà ṣé orí yín pé ṣé mọ tẹ́ ń ṣe ṣé ẹ̀ ń fà wá síwájú ni àbẹ́ ń fà wá sẹ́yìn ṣé ẹ̀ ń fà wá síwájú àbẹ́ ń fà wá sẹ́yìn ṣe rí pé this is something that ta bá fẹ́ kú torí tá à ń ṣe owó tẹ̀ so that kí ìran tó ń bọ̀ kó má ever máa tọrọ 3,000 naira lórí social media àwọn tó ti wá mọ̀ yìí dáadáa àwọn wá ní go and support my page I will give you 5,000 naira ó mọ̀ pé wàá rí 3,000 yọ owó oúnjẹ ọjọ́ kan ẹni tó ní kó support the page òun pẹ̀lú 5,000 kò lè máa fún ní 5,000 yẹn ní on a daily basis ẹ̀ẹ̀kan lọ́dún ni wọ́n náà wọ́n ṣe give away ìjọ wo ni wọ́n rí ọmọ òyìnbó ní UK tó ń fáwọn èèyàn lówó pé kán fi wá support the page wọn. You can see why some of us are saying ọ̀rọ̀ tá à ń fà yìí tàbá ti ready àìtí ready because tí mo rí èèyàn tá jẹ́ tàbá mo rí èèyàn tá jẹ́ ni èèyàn kọ́kọ́ ló máa sọ fún wa pé nǹkan báyìí la máa lọ ṣe tí mo rí èèyàn tá jẹ́ torí àfikún ẹwòyà wa tó kú ní àná tí mo sọ yẹn àìmọye ẹ̀mí tó ti jábọ́ tó ti lọ àìtí ready à ń fi sentiment àfi ṣe movement because we don't want to die ẹ̀rọ bó easy fèmí náà níbi tí máa ti máa pa pound sterling do you know the equivalent of pounds to naira mo ní the basic job ní UK láti ṣe òun ni pé lọ ṣiṣẹ́ cleaning kò nídìí ọmọwé ṣo lè fọbọ́ ṣo lè nulẹ̀ à ń bọ̀sibọ̀sí kò ṣe irú àwa àti gbé níbẹ̀ for 27 years torí ìwọ tó jẹ́ student tó bá student visa wa ó yàtọ̀ sí status tèmi èmi ní right láti ṣe business I can be a consultant àwa àbántàn gbogbo yẹn àwa ní kí gbogbo àjọ ìjà ẹ̀yin wá ń sọ̀rọ̀ Tinubu ẹ̀ ń sọ̀rọ̀ Sanwó-Olú ẹ̀ ń sọ̀rọ̀ Dàpọ̀ Abíọ́dún ẹ̀ ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀wọ̀ àwọn gọ́vnà méjèèjì àti past àti present wọ́n ń ṣòṣì bí ẹran aṣẹ́wó ìkan wó building ìkan ní ẹ̀wọ̀ Dàpọ̀ Abíọ́dún àti Gbẹ́ngà Daniel hòtẹ́ẹ̀lì ó dáwó kò ń ṣe political kátẹ̀ sọ pé ó ń bínú Dàpọ̀ Abíọ́dún ṣe báwọn kan lọ́ọ́ employ sí iléeṣẹ́ yẹn nígbà tẹ́ bá ti wó hòtẹ́ẹ̀lì ibi táwọn èèyàn ti ń ṣe tó ti ń jẹ nínú kéékèèké tó ń wọlé àwọn èèyàn ti ní ṣé Dàpọ̀ Abíọ́dún máa employ àwọn tí ó lé kúrò ní ibi tó ti ń jẹ wọn jẹ. This is the reason why we gotta decide. ọmọ Amẹ́ríkà ò lè wá bá wa decide ìta gbé dání ọmọ UK ò lè wá bá wa decide àwọn náà ní problem tiwọn so mo ti fún yín ní data ẹ jẹ́ ká padà sórí ọ̀rọ̀ tá a ṣe ń bá bọ̀ ibi tí mo fẹ́ mú gangan mo fẹ́ lọ sọ́dọ̀ page woman yẹn something is going to change between the UK and the European Union ní October ọdún yìí Obaseki bọ̀ mo kẹ́yìn wa. If we don't fight and end this, it's going to be a disaster for every one of us. If we don't fight to end it, it will be a terrible disaster. My Facebook doesn't bring all the pages. No more. Why don't she be an enjoyment time? For me, I'm the Monty Machisi. That's it. Bí a tèmi nìkan lè ló máa ń ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ni bí a táwọn tó kò kì í ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀. Because tí mo fẹ́ mú ìní sí mo ti post ẹ̀ lórí timeline ó yẹ kí n kọ́ lọ sórí timeline mi padà kí n rí but it's not bringing everything on my timeline. I don't know why. So something is definitely not right on my page. All right, let's Google it and do it this way. Changes within UK and EU borders. Yeah, that's the beauty of technology. The UK and the European Union. Ẹ máa gbọ́ bíbá yóò ẹ mọ̀ pé bọ́ọ̀lù là ń sọ̀rọ̀ lórí mo fẹ́ ka mí kéré pé mo gbé lọ yẹn mo kọ̀ pé wá dé bẹ́ẹ̀ ibi tá a ṣe ń lọ gbọ́ngàn padà òun náà lórí borders. Then, Mr. Advantage, Nigerian politicians has never cared about us. They've never cared about any one of us. And they never care about us. Àwa tí ara ń ta jẹ́ mẹ̀kúnnù, àwa la máa dìde. Kẹ́yìn tí ẹ̀ ń bọ̀ wá. Somebody come and tell us Lagos is no man's land. Can you imagine such insult? Because they were able to come to our borders. We gave them the opportunity to travel to our borders. The British passport. Travel. British passport. The United Kingdom and the European Union. Now, EU, European Union. How many people knows what we mean by that? I'm going to do quickly is my recap. How many people knows the meaning of European Union? EU. EU. Everybody knows the UK. But how many people knows European Union? Especially in Taiwan, in Nigeria. Ẹ má fi ṣàwàdà tẹ́ ẹ bá mọ ẹ̀kọ́ sọ pé náà because mo fẹ́ fún yín ní ètò mi so that a lè yé wa ẹ lè wà níbo mi sorry tẹ́ bá ń gbọ́ program mi àwọn tẹjọ́ mo bí apalọ̀ tó máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ lè máa wà ẹ capable láti defend ọ̀kan tẹ́ bá ń sọ. All right, let's go to it. There are 28 countries. Ìlú 28 ló ń bẹ lábẹ́ EU. 28 countries. Nínú 28 countries yẹn tí bá sọ fún yín pé ìmí nínú wọn kò tẹ̀jẹ́ kó máa sọ̀rọ̀ sí Lagos State. Lagos State ni ọmọ tí sọ Ọ̀yọ́, Ògùn, and some of them are not even up to the population of Lagos State. Yet they have a very strong borders. Ara ẹni wọ́n fẹ́ sọ fún UK tó ti kúrò pé má rò pé tó ti kúrò tó bá ti di October 12 ọdún yìí àwọn ọmọ ẹ tó ní British passport àwọn kankan báyìí máa ṣẹlẹ̀ sí wọn. Ìyẹn mo fẹ́ sọ fún yín ìyẹn mo sọ pé tí bọ́dà wa bá ṣe wà bó ṣe wà nínú Nàìjíríà tẹ̀lé náà fi kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà ẹ máa kódà ẹ fẹ́ struggle ẹ fẹ́ lákẹ́ torí 2,000 naira láti fi jẹun. Ẹ ṣe gan ni bàbá wa Ṣẹ́gun Ògúnmọ́lá wọ́n ní the unification of most of European countries as a body just like a ṣe ní African Union but jẹ́ wá mọ̀ pé nínú àwọn European Union yẹn àwọn ìlú kan wà nínú ẹ̀ bí méjì mẹ́ta tó bá kó mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta papọ̀ kò tẹ̀ tí tó Lagos State. Àwọn ìlú wo ló wà lábẹ́ ẹ̀ka sọ kíákíá? The European countries are Austria, Belgium, Bulgaria, Croatia, Republic of Cyprus. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n kọ̀ rọra mú Cyprus níbi kan mú ọmọ yẹn ní off head tí n bá tẹ̀ mọ́ àwọn tó kù. Ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ̀ sáré wo kí ni population wọn ní Cyprus fún wọn tó ń sọ pé ó fẹ́ country. I pity Yoruba people. The population of Cyprus as at last year, what if one is doing in 2024 is 1.3 million. Ìlú mélòó lẹ máa yọ kúrò nínú ẹ̀ nínú Àlèmọ́ṣọ́ local government. Ṣé rí pé Nàìjíríà yìí time wasting. Cyprus, officially the Republic of Cyprus, is an island country in the Eastern Mediterranean Sea, situated in West Asia. It is culturally identity. Kila sọ pé Africa Yoruba nation. One culture, one people, one language. Ẹ ṣe gan ni bàbá wa. Àwọn náà ti dárúkọ Malta. The fatality rate is 1.39 births per woman. The GDP is 3.4 annual. The gross domestic product is 36.33 billion US dollars. Population one is 1.3 million. And this same ìlú yìí nísìn, àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá fi lọ gbé níbẹ̀. Àtúkọ̀ èdè. Torí mo believe we can speak English. Let's fall back to some of the other countries. Czech Republic, Denmark, Estonia, Finland, France, Germany, Greece, Hungary, Ireland, Italy, Latvia. Latvia. Again, the population of Latvia is 1.8 million. You don't want Yoruba nation. Oh, for the Dua Republic. So you want 60 million people to struggle for another 4 years to retain Tinubu. Tí ẹ̀mú tó lè end the government. Níbo ni Latvia ti jáde? How did Latvia gain independence? Latvia gained independence following the collapse of the Russian Empire after World War I, and subsequent Latvia War of Independence. The country declared independence on November 18, 1918. The same country in declared its as of Koiki, Yoruba people about 100 million. Okay. Beer it so what they know about 100, about 70. But 70 like they look like a rock. 70 and 60 million are suffering. Latvia, hey, Nigeria will pay. Shut up. She will do my pay. She is suffering Basojo. She is suffering this. She ma come I wonder way. To repay emotion ti Russia Empire o collapse. Nínú ẹni Latvia ti jáde. Tó bá rí visa Latvia lálẹ́ tó bá lè jàpá lọ síbẹ̀. Bó máa rántí pé tó bá dé Latvia ó máa sọ èdè. Kò tó lè gbé láàrin wọn. Because in top identify ara wọn nìyẹn èdè. Wọ́n ní èdè tí wọ́n tó ń sọ. Àwa kọ́ English, ọkọ̀ máa wà. They are going to speak in English. When we are not Englishman, we are not English woman. Latvia gained its independence following the collapse of Russia. Yoruba, Oduduwa, Biafra, Hausa, Ijo will all become a nation after the collapse of Nigeria. When is what everybody is just waiting to know. Nígbà wo ló máa ṣẹlẹ̀? But pé kò lè ṣẹlẹ̀ yẹn má jẹ́ kí wòlíì kankan sọ fún ẹ pé kò lè ṣẹlẹ̀ because Nàìjíríà Ọlọ́run kọ́ ló dá Nàìjíríà mo sì sọ yín tipẹ́tipẹ́. Má mú ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run pé Ọlọ́run ló dá Nàìjíríà kò sí kankan tó jẹ́ pé Ọlọ́run ló dá Nàìjíríà. Man made ní Nàìjíríà Lugard ló create Nàìjíríà. Kò dẹ̀ consult Ọlọ́run tí wọ́n sìn tó bá jẹ́ pé ó fẹ́ máa fi Ọlọ́run fi gauge Nàìjíríà Lugard kì í ṣe Christian kò dẹ̀ ń ṣe Muslim kò believe in anything. Kò tún gbọ́ yẹn dáadáa nísìnyí. So some of you, a mama argue. Ọlọ́run ṣé nígbà tí Lugard máa kó Nàìjíríà papọ̀ tó pé Nàìjíríà ṣó sọ fún ẹ pé òun practice Christianity? Ilé tó gbé ní UK kó tó kú èmi débẹ̀ kò jìnnà sí Nice Bridge. Nigeria is a man-made. Let's go back quickly. Torí mo fẹ́ pẹ́ and it's coming up to 2 hours to the program. Lithuania, Luxembourg, bàbá wa ti dárúkọ Malta lẹ́ẹ̀kan ṣẹ́gun ní ìmọ̀yìn òní tán láéláé. Kápọ̀ sáré wo Malta náà population ní kíákíá ká máa pè lórí ẹ̀. Àwọn èèyàn tẹ̀ pé 1 million. Gbogbo population Malta, ìlú kan wọ́n pè ní Malta, kò ṣe Mọ̀tínà. Malta, ìwọ tó ń sọrí kalẹ̀, wàhálà lè fẹ́ dálẹ̀ o, ẹ fẹ́ dọ́gbọ́n sílẹ̀ o. Tó bá fún ẹ ní visa Malta, sá lọ síbẹ̀, ok? Mo kàn lè fún ẹ pé kò sá lọ, èmi ọmọ bó ṣe ń ṣe, tó bá rí visa Malta gbà, sá lọ síbẹ̀. Tó bá débẹ̀, tó bá ń ṣe níbẹ̀, máa bá wọn ṣe. Malta is an archipelago in the central Mediterranean between Sicily and the North African coast. It is a nation. Ṣùgbọ́n kò tó pé ìlú 500,000. Ìyẹn wá dá fẹ̀yìn tẹ máa sọ pé Koiki àwọn ẹ̀yà kéékèèké tó wà láàrin Nàìjíríà báwo la ṣe máa ṣe wọ́n sí? Let them be a country of their own. If Malta is a nation of less than 600,000 people, ẹ̀yà tó bá wà ní Nàìjíríà tó bá jẹ́ 600,000, 500,000, let them be a country. Leverage pẹ̀lú ìlú tó bá tóbi nílẹ̀ Yorùbá àbí ilẹ̀ argue stupidly if you don't know. Mo ní bíbá ẹ̀ máa ti yọ ẹ̀mí ẹ̀ kúrò lára Nàìjíríà. Torí ẹ̀mí ẹ̀ tó attach mọ́ Nàìjíríà nítorí Jésù máa yọ kúrò. Torí Jésù ní kankan ṣe pẹ̀lú Ànábì Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam kò ní kankan ṣe pẹ̀lú Nàìjíríà. Kí àwọn staff wa. Defend in Nigeria. Necessary for me. How did Malta gain independence? Báwo ló ṣe gba independence wọn? Àwọn kan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn nígbà tá a bẹ̀rẹ̀ movement ó jẹ́ kí brain mi máa tick pé àìsàn ní sẹ́yìn àní 70 million bàbá wa kan dé ní sẹ́yìn wọ́n ní láíláí àjù 70 million lọ ẹ má pè wá ní 70 million we are 100 million. Báwo ni àwa 100 million ṣe wá ń jìyà? Ṣọ́lọ́ ń dá wa pé ká wá jìyà ni. Malta gained its independence from the United Kingdom. Ṣùgbọ́n ṣe náà mo sọ fún ẹ pé tó bá ń wá ìlú tó ní hypocrisy tó wà láyé jù òun ni Britain. Britain wọ́n sọ fún àwa ìran 100 million pé ká lọ dúró títí di 2075 tí Nàìjíríà máa fi dá. I will be about 97 years old. That is if I'm still alive. Ṣòrí bọ́rọ̀ yẹn kò sink well pẹ̀lú nǹkan tí Britain sọ. Britain sọ fún ẹ̀yà tí Ọlọ́run dá tó create tí Britain gan lè create. Malta tí gbogbo ìlú wọn. You can see why fighting for this is worth everything. Ẹ ṣe kẹ́kẹ́ of course tó bá tó bẹ́ẹ̀ airport kò ní lọ sí Malta kò má ní visa ọ̀ kò gba inú igbó kò gba orí omi wá já àárín ẹ̀ bó ṣe kéré tó yìí Malta yẹn bó ṣe kéré tó yìí ó lè pa gidi wọnú ìlú yìí ọmọ why because ó ní border. Fáwọn tó ní British passport àwọn airline kan wà tó máa ń gbàgbé kọjá láti UK ó cheap but tó o bá ní transit visa wọ́n bí ẹ̀dá kó lọ ra ticket tó fi gbàgbé kọjá bó ṣe kéré tó yìí ni mo sọ Malta bó ṣe kéré tó yìí àwọn airline kan wà tó bá fẹ́ travel tó o ní British passport ni mo ń sọ tó bá ní British passport o ní transit visa o. Torí gbà ilẹ̀ ló máa ní àwọn èèyàn wa gbọ́rọ̀ dáadáa àmọ́ bí nǹkan máa ń wà létí wa tá a bá sọ̀rọ̀ ní bíbáyìí àwọn kan wà ní UK máa ń sọ fún yín, kò ń ṣe ẹni tó ń gbé ní UK ló ní British passport. Ó wá fi lọ sí Malta àbí ó wá fi travel, ó wá rí ticket tó cheap, ó wá farabalẹ̀ ká, ó kọ́ Malta. You can end up not being taken from the airport at London. Malta gained its independence. Britain. In tó ṣe máa dé bá wọn pẹ̀lú àwọn àti Yorùbá, tó bá jẹ́ kí ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá kó lọ ní wọ́n lọ́wọ́, ó lè mú immunity gidi wá lọ́jọ́ iwájú ní kọ̀tà ráńfààní kékeré. Báwo ni Malta ṣe gba independence in 1964, 4 years after Nigeria was created? Táwa wá ṣe struggle ní sí pàfẹ́ pull out, àwa lọ sọ fún Britain ní October last year, pàfẹ́ lọ àwọn ará David Lamiwa ló wá sọ́kù ọ̀rọ̀ ọmọ Caribbean pé no ẹ̀rí lọ. Please stop the real listen the global history in my head. Àwọn kan mọ̀ tí mò ń sọ yìí, lẹ́yìn bá mọ àwọn kan mọ̀ rárá. Malta got independent wọn ní 1964, September 21, 1964, 4 years after the fake independent of Gbéléwà Tory election against Baba Awólọ́wọ̀. Wọ́n ṣèpàdé ní Lancaster House ní 1957, 1958. Nígbà tó máa di 1959, káfí lọ campaign, Baba Awólọ́wọ̀ lọ káàkiri, ó délé Haúsá rí pé èrò sí bẹ́ẹ̀, àwọn la máa win election. Britain tó mọ wọ́n yí, tọ́ba náà tó ń yíwèé, tọ́ba náà tó ń ṣe 419 láyé, Britain ló kọ́kọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀. Gbogbo olúwọlé nǹkan kan tẹ́ máa dárúkọ yẹn, Britain ló kọ́ wa. Àwọn ọlọ́mọ bọ́ ṣe ń yíwèé, Baba Awólọ́wọ̀ wa ní ó yá campaign, wọ́n wá ṣe election ní 1959. Baba Awólọ́wọ̀ wa ń jókòó pé a máa win. Àṣé Britain ti yí result ní 1959. So tẹ́ bá ń sọ pé Tinubu máa rig election, òun kọ́ ló máa kọ́kọ́ rig election. Ọwọ́ Britain ló ti kọ́. Britain rigged the first election in Nigeria 1959. Ìdúró Adébínáwálé. Wá bèrè pé báwo ṣe rig ẹ̀, ọ̀nà wo ló fi gbà rig ẹ̀, yẹn lẹ́ máa bí mí. Wọ́n change censor. Wọ́n fún àwọn northerners. Ẹ má bínú pé ó wà blurry lórí YouTube. Wọ́n change censor. Wọ́n sọ pé ilẹ̀ Haúsá and Haúsá ọ̀dẹ̀ sí mọ́, but wọ́n tètè sọ fún gbogbo àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá pé kò sí nǹkan tó ń jẹ́ Haúsá mọ́. Ṣẹlẹ̀ pàwọn máa ń pè wọ́n ní Haúsá, kò sí nǹkan tó ń jẹ́ Haúsá mọ́. Everywhere is Fulani. Ó pẹ́ ká tó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ mọ̀ nísìnyí pé kò sí nǹkan tó ń jẹ́ Haúsá land because Usman Dan Fodio tá à ń torí ẹ̀ sọ pé ká kúrò tẹ́ ẹ̀ sọ pé ẹ̀ fi kúrò, ó ti gbalẹ̀ Haúsá yẹn ní 1804. Wọ́n pa àwọn yẹn, wọ́n jalè, wọ́n ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀. Sultan of Sokoto ọmọ Usman Dan Fodio ni. Why are we like this? Kí ló dé tí ìran ètò tí Ọlọ́run wá dáadáa àwa wá sùn, àwa ń jó Barrister, à ń jó Wàsíù, à ń jó Tàǹtàlà, à ń jó Pasuma, à ń jó this, à ń jó that, àwa sọ̀rọ̀ alẹ̀ kí ibo wa wọlé sí wa lára. Bàbá rí bá ti sùn, hospitality wa yẹn ó ti pa wá, wọ́n wọlé, àwa wá ń sá káàkiri, èmi sá lọ, ìwọ náà sá lọ, ìwọ náà ṣe sá lọ, ẹni tó bá lè sá lọ, èmi rí kó má jẹ́ kí wọ́n sọ pé kó má sá tó má travel, tó bá lè japa, má jẹ́ kẹ́ni bọ̀dì lábúrò sọ fún ẹ pé àbúrò dùn ó, japa tó bá lè japa. Àwọn ènìyàn kẹ́yìn ọkàn má travel, àwọn tó sọ pé má travel yẹn sọ fún ọkàn má bọ̀ ní padà, tó bá lè sá lọ sẹ́ni wẹ̀ problem tiẹ̀ nìyẹn, but èmi ò mọ visa ṣe lè ní má sọ. Bí ọkàn bá lè sọ fún ẹ pé Koiki ṣe visa kó bá kówó fún wọn, kò sanwó wọn gọ̀ nìyẹn. When you come out somewhere, you might travel to Koikimedia. If you can japa 1998, then japa 1990, the most image japa. You are feeling so. ká tètè ṣe ní kíákíá. Mo lè fi dá èèyàn dúró tí wọ́n lọ church láàárọ̀ la. Triple DRS ní Croatia, Austria, France, Lithuania, Malta là ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ nísìn. Baba wa Idris, Mr. Koiki, you are 100% right. Malta immigration are more stricter than Italian. Ẹni tó fẹ́ gbà kọjá ó pè ní Mr. Koiki. Ó ní mo fẹ́ ra ticket. Mo nílùú wo ló ń lọ. Ó dárúkọ. Ó wá náà rí cheap ticket. Mo ní ṣe British passport. Ó ní òun ní. Ó lọ sí wá fẹ́ gbà kọjá. Ó máa ní the transit visa. Ìlú tó 1 million. Wọ́n dẹ́rù àwọn èèyàn pẹ̀lú border control. Àwa 200 million. Ẹni bá ṣe ṣí bọ́dà wá sílẹ̀. Tó bá wá kọjá ní Senate. Àwa gbé bí báyìí. Tó bá wá ń bọ̀. Oya open your boot. Open your boot. Wá ṣe oya go past. Ewu standard wa between Benin and Nigeria and the standard border control. Gbogbo ta ní níbẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ ká máa lọ. A parí program yìí àtúgbàdà bọ̀. Ìjọ mi àwọn sọ̀rọ̀ lórí. Border 8-point agenda Tinubu gbogbo náà la ṣe máa kó padà wá. Kí ni changes tí mo ń bọ̀? The UK and the European Union are ẹ̀ràn pé ìyẹn la fi lọ sí countries tó wà lábẹ́ EU kí n padà sórí ìtòfiṣẹ̀lẹ̀ gbọ̀ngàn l'October. The United Kingdom and the European Union àti mọ̀ wọ́n nísìn Malta ìlú 500,000 million ta ló tún rántí Latvia 1.3 million ta ló tún rántí tí o ta bá sọ pé EU ẹ̀ máa rántí pé wọ́n kọ̀ kóra wọn jọ together but tá a bá ní ká máa yọ àwọn òmíì ẹlẹ́yẹ kankan ìmí inú wọn kò tó Òṣòdì local government. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo sọ fún ẹ. The UK and the European Union are implementing new border control measures affecting traveling between the two countries. These include the EU entry and exit system, EES, and the UK Electronic Travel Authorization ETA, with the goal àníyàn kan kó tó náà fẹ́ gbẹ̀rún dúró kó kọ́kọ́ gbọ́dọ̀ láníyàn tó dáa. Bó bá lọ sí church láàárọ̀ látàníyàn ọba da àdúrà ò lè gbà ìrọ̀lùpá ọkọ̀ waste time rẹ̀ ni. You're bloody wasting your time. Ó fi lọ church láàárọ̀ la ó ti bó nébù ẹ̀ nílé ó wá lọ gbàdúrà ní church. You must well not go to the church. Òun náà ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ṣe àníyàn dá òun robi sí ọmọ ẹ̀dá kejì tí ọba Elédùmarè dá. Àwọn láìkì bàbá yẹn ó lè ní. Ṣé mo jí pàǹtí mọ́mí ẹ̀? Yóò mú àlè èyí tí wọ́n ti fìyà báyìí ní jẹ́ àlè fi bu onímọ̀ lórí platform wa níbí báyìí. Ìyá ti mú yín ó lè rí 3,000 bẹ́ẹ̀ mi ṣe wà báyìí nísìn mo ṣì ní owó kékeré pound sterling pounds ó ṣì wà nínú account mi kò pọ̀ kékeré náà ní o tí bá ṣiṣẹ́ wá sí náírà máa ṣì ná fún 1 month bó ṣe kéré yẹn kò ń ṣe owó tó pọ̀ kò ń ṣe 1,000 pounds o kò ń ṣe 500 pounds kékeré náà ní o. Ìwọ nísìn ó ṣiṣẹ́ ogun ọ̀kadà gbogbo díẹ̀ gbóná rí bàbá yẹn ó ní tàbá délé a máa fún mi wẹ́ẹ̀tì ẹ̀pọ̀n wa ni ó ní ẹ̀pọ̀n gbóná títí tàbá wá délé a máa fún mi wẹ́ẹ̀tì ni. Mo pè yàn kan léèní ó ní ọmọ máa lọ san owó skul mi kí ni kí n ṣe sí yẹn ṣé mi mọ̀ lọ sí skul láyé bàbá ó lọ́wọ́ gbogbo àwọn olè yìí gbogbo wọn lọ sí skul lọ́wọ́ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ tí a fi ìjọba nìyẹn tó jẹ́ kéèyàn máa wá bó ṣe fẹ́ sanwó ọmọ tó kò tí wọ primary ọmọ nursery tí ẹ̀kọ́ fún ní access kó lọ sí school wọ́n fi jẹ́ kẹkàwé ẹ wà lábẹ́ àwọn kọ́ máa rán yín iṣẹ́ ọ̀yà lọ bá wa pọnmi wá bá wa fọ mọ́tò ẹni tó yẹ kó kì máa wà violent tí a ti náà ṣe violent mú lọ́dọ̀ wọn nígbà bó bá wọn kò gbọ́ bó bá wọn kò máa gbọ́ tí gbogbo rẹ́dì àmọ́ àwọn ká máa ṣe àìtí rẹ́dì àwọn kan ti bọ́dà wọn pa wọ́n ti pa. One, the reason was October 12. The EES is scheduled to be phased in the 4 months, starting from October 12, with full implementation. Ogbe British passport, I mean, man of Shintoni Koshi, Kowan of Solidarity to only British passport. Or if we want to turn it down at the airport. That is to enhance security and tafala. Our one sorrow, Iwanika Dake. Ìwọ tó dá kankan ẹjá lọ sùn mo kẹ́yìn tèmi ṣé ó wà òkè bẹ́ẹ̀ ó ṣàtìyẹ yìí tó bá ti yẹ ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ platform nìkan ló yẹ kó jókòó sí ìgbà tó ṣe dàgì sókè o ìgbà tó ṣe content tó ń dẹ́rìn pààyàn ó máa ń jẹ́ kó rí èèyàn kó ronú pé ilẹ̀ Yorùbá là ń jà fún gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá àwọn ọmọ Fúlàní sọ̀rọ̀ àwọn fi insecurity bàbá fi ń tàkàlà gbogbo àwọn gọ́ọ̀mù Ọ̀ṣun state wọn tábà pé Dàpọ̀ Abíọ́dún ní ìwà làbújá Dàpọ̀ Adélékè wà l'Amẹ́ríkà gbogbo none of them has any good intention for Yorùbá people kí ni ló ń dọ̀rọ̀ mọ́ mi iná yìí ti pọ̀ òkójú mi lè ṣàpù dáadáa ni abáyé tó lẹ́ẹ̀kì kò tó bímọ wọ̀ omi ta kò tí ọ̀ àwọn ọlọ́gbẹ́ sí mi lára ṣe láìkẹ̀ ẹ̀dá wà l'Amẹ́ríkà ẹ̀ ti rí bó ṣe wà yẹn má bèrè pé lọ́wọ́ mi èmi lọ tọ́jú ẹ̀fà mọ́ ni ṣọ̀mọ́ London ni ilé ìjọba fẹ́ kọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ràn ní style tó fẹ́ wọ́n bá fún ẹ̀rẹ́ dálá àpò lẹ́yìn omi ta kò tí ọ̀ ẹ lọ sórí Instagram mo kí màmá tó bí mi mo kí àwọn ìyàwó mi mo kí àwọn ọmọdé mo kí gbogbo àwọn balẹ̀ Yorùbá ibi tá máa rí mọ ní àṣálẹ́ nìyẹn ṣókí lọ́bọ̀gé tó bá dénú àdòdìndé nobody gives you freedom ò ṣe tán tà lójú ẹlẹ́gbà you work towards it and you fight for it. ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ la máa sùn Koikimedia bringing the world closer to your doorstep èmi náà lọ fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ lílẹ̀ security ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ò jẹ́ wa lógún gbogbo ẹ̀ ti dápá o níjẹ̀bú báyìí nísìnyí ọlọ́pàá òṣèpè àti tilẹ̀kùn burglary everywhere pàkà gbogbo òun ní kí ló lè tó yìí wọ́n ní ọ̀gá ẹ̀wọ̀n pàgbọ́dọ̀ security yìí náà wà important ọkọ̀ gbogbo ẹ̀ kì í lè dé tí nǹkan kan bá tẹ̀ ṣẹlẹ̀ ní sí ládùúgbò tó wà ṣé tó bá pọ̀ ọlọ́pàá sọ máa jáde fìyẹn lọ sùn tí nǹkan kan bá ṣẹlẹ̀ ládùúgbò ẹ̀ ní sí ṣó lè pọ̀ ọlọ́pàá sori Idris bàbá mi Idris àti triple drs wà London táwọn bá pọ̀ ọlọ́pàá 8 minutes ṣé káwọn náà bá pọ̀ ọlọ́pàá ṣó máa dé ṣé kò ní sọ pé kò sí ponu mọ́tò àwọn ọlọ́pàá bọ́n security ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ó ṣe kókó ó ráyọ̀ lámà sùn good night.